How's everybody going? Who have we got here? Mark is here in the middle of the night, as usual. Grant was first. Let nobody forget that Grant was the first for this one. All you people who are watching this after the fact, Grant was here before we even started. Flesham was second, and Chris thinks that's a good thing, apparently. Tian's here. He's been first before. Indeed. David's got Korobidi back for the first try at 7-1. Okay. Korobidi's definitely a decent bet. Star Leo is here. Bosty Bro is here. How you guys going? Who have you got picked? Goodness me, did I put in my picks for this game? I'm pretty sure I picked the Rebels. I can't have a week where I forget to put in my picks, then you just drop all the spots in the old Super Bro. Who have I got? Still time to change your picks a few minutes before the game. No, that's last round. I've picked the Rebels by a cool 10 points. Maybe that's being a little optimistic of history repeating itself in terms of the Rebels doing good last week, the Force doing bad, but we'll see. Kia ora, Carl. How's it going, sir? Samuel thinks the Rebels by 2. Scooter says Rebels by 11, so pretty similar thinking to what I had. Mark says Rebels by 10, so you and me are on exactly the same page, brother. 11J says, how's things? I have the Rebels by 7 or 8 or something like that. Okay, so we're in about the same vicinity as well. Ultimate Browns fan watching ABs v Wallabies 2011 Tri-Nations Eden Park. But there's live rugby on. Not internationals, admittedly. Hey Jack, how are you, sir? Chris says, I forgot to pick the Crusaders Hurricanes last week. Would you have picked the Hurricanes though? Really? 96% of people, I think, picked the Crusaders. Nice jumper. Yes, it's a little bit chilly. And this is the jumper that was on special when the Canes jumper was on special. So they're clearing out all the old gear. And when they clear it out, that's when I buy it, basically. Can you believe 14 is Joe Pincus? Yeah, he's on debut, right? Have I seen him play before? If he's on debut, probably not. Bosty Bro's got Rebels by 4. Subaru tip, I had Rebels by 10. Which is probably like the most common pick, to be honest. If the Force show up anything like they did the first couple of weeks, they should be better value than that. But the Rebels really look to have found their feet last week. So it is a bit of a grudge match. So yeah, the Force guys should have a bit of a point to prove. So that's why I didn't kind of go beyond 10 points based on last week's tipping. Hans, how's it going in Germany, sir? Chris would have chosen the Saders, so no losses in points. Yeah, at least you're honest, sir. Big Will's got the Force by 11 and Braki to score first. I think it was last week that you put a comment right at the start of the stream saying you thought the Canes were going to win, and you weren't that far off. So maybe we should come back and look for Big Will's pick of 11 in a couple hours. If the Force lose this, they are like the Chiefs of Super Rugby Super Rugby AU. Yeah, you're right. The only difference being the Force were always tipped to be the Wooden Spooners, whereas the Chiefs were predicted to finish second in Aotearoa. Chris has got the Rebels by 10, so exactly the same as me. Are we allowed to make Star Wars jokes? Ooh, Force Rebels. Yes. I think Star Wars jokes are good to go. I was going to say make it so, but that's a Star Trek line. What's a Star Wars line? I have a bad feeling about this? Or is it I have a very bad feeling about this? When Pone Fa'amusili comes on, you can say, that's no moon, that's a space station. I'm testing my Star Wars knowledge here. I haven't watched that movie for years. Tian's opening his first milk. If you're going to open a milk, I'll get a drink as well. It ain't milk. The game looks to be about to kick off, and boom, it has done so. Force up against the Rebels. Nanopok's got the red wine. Good. Kahui to get on the score sheet. Grant's got a bad feeling about this. Those Force jerseys are horrendous, bro. It's blue. What's wrong with blue? I haven't watched Star Wars, so I wouldn't have had a clue. Okay. Bro, how can you have not seen Star Wars? Maybe you're a bit young. So disappointed with Super Rugby AU. You don't want to wear any Aussie Super Rugby merch. Nah, bro, it's just a bit cold. I don't have any Aussie jackets. I've only got jerseys. Knock on early, by the way. Wow, man, Kahui. Come on, the Chiefs have basically lost 5 games by less than a try. They've bombed. Could be 5-1. They're hardly comparable to the Force. There you go. I mean, if the Chiefs had won those games they'd lost by such a small margin, then they could have easily been that second spot they were predicted to get. Right. Someone in the last stream recommended Peroni. So, oh, it's green. It doesn't show up. Peroni. I can't. That's a green screen. Peroni beer. Peroni floating label. So, hello from Nanango. Where's Nanango? Anyway, cheers, everybody. Big Will wears his Reds jersey to work. Good man. I can't wear the Reds jersey on here because of the same reason with the bloody screen behind me. It's got a big green dragon on the front. It's all Rebels early as we start. I'm drinking a ghost beer, yeah, apparently. Fleshin's wearing Queensland Reds training shorts. Well, it's summer where you are. It ain't shorts weather here, although you still see people in shorts. Drinking some nuclear beer. Yeah, it seems that way, doesn't it? Warren Gatland could be James Bond with the 007. He could. Oh, the Force have won a defensive penalty early, so they get out of jail at first. Requirement to do so. Oh, yeah, high tackle from Ulysses. So the Force 11S, easy exit here. What beers today? It's Peroni, but I made sure not to wear green clothing, but it's a green beer, so it's a floating beer. I promise you. It looks really nice. It's quite cold. It's got a little bit of a frosting on it. So yeah, Peroni. I think it's Italian. Somebody recommended it. It's Italian. Italian beers. Time for me. It is 3 minutes and 20 seconds as we just had a line out. So if you want to pause me, if I'm ahead of you. Oh, Northwest Queensland. Okay. Oh, another penalty. We've had a few penalties early. Angus Gardner's not afraid of blowing that whistle. Go the Chiefs, says Joshua. I hope so tomorrow too, man. 9:07 here in New Zealand. It is indeed. 2 a.m. Mark. What do you drink at 2 a.m. Mark? Milk to get ready for a nap? Beer to keep yourself, or coffee to keep yourself awake through the game? Rebels be Force as a neutral. This is emotionally confusing. Which team has your favorite player? If you don't care for either team, you must have a favorite player. Pick that team. Like if you like Kyle Godwin, back the Force. Peroni is good, Alaran. Peroni is good. It was actually, I think, cheaper than the Budweiser, which is remarkable given the reputation of the two drinks. I think it was $20 for the Peroni. Haven't watched much of Super Rugby AU games. There's been a mixed bag. There's been good ones and not so good ones. Right, the Force, 5 minutes in. They're actually looking a bit threatening. Maybe that Force team from the first couple of games is going to show up. Been to the Peroni Brewery in Bari. Is it in Bari? Oh, and the Force have just conceded a breakdown turnover, so Hardwick gets that one. No Aussie jersey today. No, I was just saying, I'm being a bit of a sook because it's a bit cold. And I do not have any Aussie jackets. Yeah, no Aussie jackets. So, yep, it's not going to work. Peroni is nice beer. It is nice beer. It is nice beer. Tomorrow I have my first match since February. Oh, nice, Hans. That's good news. Hope you guys win. I'm getting some brains for tomorrow's games. I have to finish off my coronavirus. Can you get brains in Australia? No way. No. Nearly 50 viewers, yeah, for an AU game. I think that's a few more than normal. Nice jacket. Yeah, it is, bro. It's quite. They're on discount if you want to pick one up. Rebels by 11 for Alaran. You and I are on very much the same page. Novmam, who have you picked to win? I picked the Rebels by 10. We've got a bit of a stoppage here as somebody is looking and not in the best shape. Who is that? Is that Ferris? I hope not, because he's a tackling machine. Big Will, yes, you can get it. Check brains. Okay. I have a game tomorrow against France. Douglas, I'm going to head off. Good luck, bro. Stay safe during the game. Rename the title Suffering Through Force Rebels. Bro, it's still too early to say. Still too early to say. Kahui is playing. He's already knocked the ball on once. It is Ferris. That's really disappointing because he is a very good defensive player. Peroni is decent. There is a red label Peroni that's a bit better. I think Moretti is the best of the standard Italian lagers. All I know is this was in the supermarket and I bought it. I wonder if it's made in Italy. I hope so. Or is it brewed here? Imported to New Zealand. Okay. That's good rather than made here. Brewed and made in Italy. There you go. Right, let's check. Buy. Brains. Beer. NZ. Product is currently not in stock. Product is currently not in stock. Sold out. Notify me when available. Nah, not going to happen. New Zealand's too small and too far away from everybody else. Last time I had Peroni, thought I was drinking soda water. I think it's got more flavour than the Bud, if I'm honest. But then again, I am not the fussiest of beer drinkers. I hope Ferris is alright, man. They're taking a long time to take him off. But I guess they just got to go through all the precautions. It's not good news for the Force, man, because Ferris has got a massive, massive ticker. Brewed in Thailand as well. Avoid those Peronis. Okay. Got tickets to France, Ireland for the Six Nations game postponed, but now back on. Do you think fans will be allowed to attend? Bro, that's disappointing seeing as you actually got tickets for it. I think if they do allow fans to attend, I'm sure they'll do social distancing, so you've got maybe half capacity, maybe. Don't know. My brother was in Italy for his rugby, and he got one of those beers as a souvenir. Nice. Seems like it's a pretty popular beer. If you can get brains down there, that's better than I can do in Oxford. Bro, you can't even buy it in England? Justin says he's never had Peroni. Well, all I know is it's Italian. It tastes alright. Cost me $20 for a box of 12 bottles. Budweiser was 21. Or 22. I'd love an export gold. Haven't had one in over 10 years. You're not missing that much. Maybe some nostalgia from your younger years, but that's about it. Six Nations without the fans will take away the experience. The crowd on the Six Nations does make a huge difference. It's true. Peroni's great, but Moretti is the best Italian one. I'll have to have a look. I don't think we get that many choices down in New Zealand. We generally only get the biggest... Yeah, the biggest companies with their beer. And it's not like wine, where they seem to have a huge selection. It tends to be... It tends to be a bit more limited with the old beers. I guess because people don't usually care where their beer comes from. Some people don't care. I'm not that fussed. But it's nice to try something different every now and again. When I heard that Kahui would have some knock-on effects, this isn't what I pictured. Yeah, he did knock it on. Well, he's still getting prepped for the stretcher. This has taken a good... How many minutes has it been? Hope he's alright. He's going off now. They finally got him on the stretcher. I hope that's just the precautions they have to take to make sure he doesn't get, injured and putting him on the damn thing. He's not... Often they give a bit of a wave if they're okay, and there was no wave, so I hope he's just chilled, man. That's quite worrying. Rare as hen's teeth in Oxford, the old Brains beer. Definitely nostalgic reasons, there you go. Like I said, you're not missing that much. I think Ireland are actually going to win this year's Six Nations Amazing. They got 2 games left. Is that right? England's got 1 against Italy. What do you think of Jono Lance? Jono Lance, I think, is a bit underrated. But I also wouldn't say he's a world beater. Why is Pryor not playing? He was named in the starting lineup. It's Frisbee that's playing. Did they mention that in the build-up? Is he injured? Maybe he didn't recover in time. Darmundi's still looking for the Long Dong beer in Australia with a major liquor store, but no luck. Yes. When I look for any kind of beer that you guys recommend that's foreign, there's one shop that seems to have had them in stock at some point, but it does not. Long Dong is not in stock. Brains is not in stock. I've looked for others. They're just not available. Maybe the Great Northern. Suffering Stade Francais fan here. Looking forward to watching more Super Rugby. Ryan, what happened with the top 14? Because we didn't start at the bottom. What's the deal with that? Do they still have a chance to get out of the relegation zone? I tried looking for Long Dong, but I couldn't see a supply in Australia that do it. Yeah, it's disappointing, man. Road trip. Let's go to Taiwan. Once international travel is allowed again. Ricardo, everything is good. This game is still only 7, almost 8 minutes on the game clock because we had a long stoppage for a guy who got taken off injured. Ireland play Italy and France. England versus Italy. France win. They beat Ireland by 3 points more than England beat Italy. Not happening. England favourite for me, unfortunately, a Scotland fan. Yeah, I think England are big time favourites because France dropped that game. Oh, John O'Lance with a terrible pass, but maybe that was on purpose. Not keen on his hairdo. Oh, what's the score? I haven't put it up yet because it hasn't started. Good point, mate. The score is 0-0. Force 0. Rebels 0. Next live stream from Thailand. Gazza and I are screaming inside scrums. Yep. Come on, Carabidi. 9 minutes gone. Top 14 season has been abandoned with no champion or relegation, so Stade Francais not relegated, luckily. Well, weren't they kind of starting to make a little bit of a comeback? Off to Wales soon as my holiday to Spain has just gone tits up, so stock up on the brains. Good man. Yeah, nobody's going to Spain right now. Been to New Zealand a couple of times. Export Gold wasn't memorable. Spates was the best. Max was decent. Also had a soft spot for Lion Red. Might have just been the circumstances. Yeah, those are all pretty standard beers that you can pretty much find everywhere. Export Gold, Lion Red, Spates. I feel like there's one. Oh, Tui is the other New Zealand beer you can find virtually everywhere. Maybe also Steinlager. False Dawns instead. Francais name a better duo. So many letdowns after a couple of decent performances. Man, how many penalties have we had? It's been a lot. Is it just me, or is Angus Gardner not really letting any games flow this year? He seems to be extra whistle happy since we've come back from lockdown. Yeah, it's right out in front, Big Will. I think they have to take the 3. Nobody's looked like scoring a try just yet. I've picked the Rebels for this one, Nobmum, by 10. 7:20 in Argentina in the morning. Right. Surely in the morning. Right. Lance has kicked the penalty. So that's more points than the Force scored last week. Missed viewings from the Rugby World Cup. Those were the good old days. Yeah, the Rugby World Cup, when I took a month of annual leave and just literally watched rugby with you guys every single day. Sometimes 2 games. Those were the days. 15 hours time difference. There you go. Is Serge Blanco the best fullback ever? I think a lot of Kiwis would say Cullen. What's the weather like up in Auckland? It's actually been not too bad. But because it's fine, it means in the morning and the evening it just gets a bit cold, eh? Not real cold, not like South Island cold or Central North Island cold. Angus Gardner's giving the Rebels a telling off to saying, I don't want to be the dominant figure of this game. You guys need to get your act into gear. What did the wife say when you said you were going to watch footy for your annual leave? I don't think she minded, actually. Because I planned it with her quite far in advance. Yeah. And it also meant I had to kind of make up, like I had to get dinners and stuff ready as much as possible. So she probably quite enjoyed that. But, bro, here we go. He's in touch. Nah, he's claiming it, but he's in touch. Ben Smith, GOAT fullback. Yeah, also very good, man. Jeez, Cameron Orr with the tackle. Just made sure he got his feet into touch. Decent exit from the Rebels, but the Force are going to go quick. They might as well just keep the pressure on. Hope the Rebels concede another penalty and get carded, but nope. The Rebels have won that one. Won a penalty. Mate, I'd be single. Your wife deserves a gold medal. That's the World Cup, man. How often does the World Cup happen? What did I do with all my leave before that? I think we went to China. That was more of a trip for her than for me. Or was that to have the baby? Goodness me. I don't know. It all gets muddled up. I'll ditch my husband to go to the game, says Noff Mum. You and me are on the same page. Did Corabini just try to take that quickly but fall over? Oh, seriously, it was a knock on. Cullen is the GOAT fullback. Ben Smith, lots of love for those two guys. Big Will, you're not making dollars watching rugby. It is the hobby that pays the pocket money, that's for sure. Well, when I say pocket money, like it's alright. I can't live on it. But I can waste it on a lot of rugby jerseys and stuff, that's for sure. Still, buy stuff on sale is my advice, always. Percy's name in the ring for best fullback? Yeah, man, absolutely. My sister watches every Scotland game, even when they went on tour in Fiji. Far out. I'm kind of in that boat now. Like when I'm traveling, with the misses, I'm like, I got to stop to watch this game. But it's not usually too bad because it's usually at a time of day which is pretty reasonable. Like if we're out somewhere, it's like by that time we're already back in the room watching the game. So it kind of works. Oh, was it a 22-50? I didn't even notice that. I thought he just knocked it on. No way Ben Smith was better than Cullen. There's a debate right there. Let's run the stats, people. I want to see the stats. Whoa, what a bump off. All right, I think if we can safely assume the Force didn't show up last week, they have shown up this week so far. You're going to do an update on Australia versus New Zealand competitions. Do you mean the overall stats of like the two competitions? Maybe. The stats gathering kind of sucks though. You got to get them from every individual game. There's no collective competition stats, which makes it very manual. It takes a lot of clicking, copying, pasting, click, copy, paste, run meters, copy, paste. Yeah, it's doable. We'll see. That video did alright actually. Bit of interest. Someone said they got Korobidi for first try scorer. Any other takers? Anyone going to go Ralston from the Force? The Force maybe look more likely at the minute. Although the Rebels have got the ball now. Jordan, how's it going? I would have said Ben Smith's got more consistency than Cullen, but Cullen's more explosive than Ben Smith. Oh, how John Lance didn't get turned over there, I have no idea. Now it's the Force's time to exit. Huge for the other team, yeah. He's known to bobble the odd ball. Jason Robinson wasn't bad. G'day, Mark, says Zimbabwe. Go the Force. Stuff all those diseased Victorian buggers. Oh, Ralston. Could have got that high ball. Actually, I caught the bus back from work today. And there was a dude who must have been drunk or high as something because he was just going on. Maybe he was mentally ill. He was just going on, and there's some handbags here as well. He was just going on a big rant because he saw some guy in a mask, and he was just like, "If you effers bring this effing disease to this effing country, blah, 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 blah." Bro, look at these handbags. This is getting real. Hard work and thrush. Bit of shirtsy, grabby. How's your father? Gaza had Cullen and Gaza knows his stuff. There you go, that's fair enough. I can usually arrange detours that don't bother her. Fiji would be a new record. If Cullen was the unstoppable force, Smith was the immovable object. Both OP in their own right. Very good games, that's true. Victoria, oh, you mean the plague lands? Yeah, bro, what's going on? There's like 700, 600 cases a day. That news on the 6 o'clock news here is the leading story. Not our own cases, which we only at the moment still just all people coming back from overseas caught in isolation. Every day it's just like, how many cases in Victoria? Like, New Zealand doesn't have any news, but what's going on in Victoria? I mean, I guess it's our cousins across the Tasman, but yeah. Interesting that's the number one news story. My dream team backs Smith, Carter, Habana, Nonu, Davis, Falau, Smith, Petanata, Stain, Barrett. It's pretty good. Pretty good. No Lomu. The Warriors are getting it done, says Sam. Really? The league team. Who are they playing? Anyone good? 55-minute half at this rate. That is true, bro. Apparently the Australian military did spot checks on COVID carriers and contacts told to self-isolate at home, and a quarter of them weren't there. Yeah, I heard the same on the same news story tonight. They said 1 in 4 people were not obeying the stay-at-home orders, which just seems mad. Leo, how is it, sir? Ricardo's fed up being at home. Yeah, we had that for a good month or so. Luckily, we're allowed out now. Please make a video about creating your dream team of all time. All time. Bro, the comments on that video would be mad. And probably drive me up the wall. Force 4, I think that's Jeremy Thrush, right? He's got a glorious mustache. There you go. They're playing the Tigers. Is that Benji Marshall's team? Former Blues man Benji Marshall? "22 minutes and 25 seconds. That's a pretty slow half with all the stoppages. One of them was a huge injury, so we can't rush that one. I'd be interested to see what fans want after these tournaments. You can't beat watching two teams from the same country play each other. I think Irish fans would like, Leinster, Munster. Scottish fans with Edinburgh, Glasgow. English fans, there's loads of rivalries in the Premiership. You're right. There is just something more real about playing teams from your own country. Oh, Frisbee almost had a behind the back pass. That could maybe sneaky bit forward. But the players in New Zealand have all been saying they'll be really disappointed if we lose South Africa because they love it. Oh, Hodge. Hodge. He's just knocked on a ball at his ankles when he was standing on his own 22-meter line. Not good. Great to see the NBA back. Geez, the Rebels have conceded 7 penalties already. You can see why they've been warned for a yellow game. Is Nick Frisbee 9 for the Force? If so, good to see him playing. He was the 4th choice 9 at Glasgow for the past few years. He's the 2nd choice 9 at the Force, but their number 1 guy who was named to start, I saw him in a tracksuit earlier, so he seems to be injured. Right, big scrum for the Force on the 22-meter line in the Rebels half. It's under pressure, but they got it out. Here we go. Who's going to be this first try scorer? Lee Warner getting over the advantage line. And they've got advantage. Yellow card here, I think. Yep, he's reaching to the pocket. Is it nice? Did he point at Naisarani or Hardwick? Number 8, Naisarani. First game back, and he's gone. That was coming. I watched an interview with Dr. Susie Wiles, and she said she's worried about Kiwis getting too complacent about COVID. We are definitely very complacent over here. Like, they've got an app where you can scan like at places where you go. And like they keep telling people, you got to use the app to keep track of where you've been in case we do get a case. Then we can at least know you were here, 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 here. So you're high risk or low risk, or you need to isolate or you don't need to isolate. But nobody's doing it. And to be honest, I've tried the app and the app kind of sucks. Like if it's because it's a QR code. If it's a QR code stuck behind a window and the window's got any kind of reflection or glare, like it just won't scan. Oh, truck and trailer for the Force. They'll be gutted. And a lot of shops, their QR code just doesn't seem to work. You scan it and it says error. So I was like trying to do my bit. And it's like, I'm trying to help you to get data collection. You're not helping me here. Your app sucks, government. Pro 14 semis looking like Leinster, Munster, Edinburgh, Ulster. Ooh. If I can get it over here, I should be able to watch them, but we'll see. I think I did a review of... I think the only Pro 14 game I reviewed last year was the final, which is a bit cheeky. I don't usually just skip a competition and drop them for the final, but it was a good game. Here's our first try scorer, I think, and it is one of the players from the Force. Remember, Big Will said the Force by 11. Lee Warner gets the try. Booyah. Big Will's pick is looking not too bad. It is indeed a try. Braki is playing on the wing this week. So maybe he's a bit conspicuous in his absence out wide. Man, what's happened to the Rebels? They were good last week. Good team tries, right, Scooter? American commentators are confused. Really? Do you have the American commentary? How does that work? Oh, and Lance, what a conversion. 7 points scored during the yellow card. Force are 10-0 up, and Big Will's 11-0 is looking like a good pick. Force led the Tars by 14. I think they led a second game by similar, didn't they? Their second game? They had a pretty decent lead. Was it against the Reds? How far behind is my feed? Seems the comments are ahead. You can always pause this one by whatever the time difference is, and then you should be able to catch up. We are fortunate New Zealand are hard work during lockdown. It's just idiots trying to return that need a long time. We've had so many people escaping their quarantine. People are coming back from overseas. There must have been like 10 people by now that have escaped from quarantine and buggered off to buy booze, to go to the supermarket. It's like one family of like 4 all gapped it. And one guy tried to get out yesterday. He was like, oh, I work for the hotel. And they were like, can I see your ID? And he was just like, later. He just ran. He got like 100 meters before they chased him down. But it's like, where you want to go, man? Just wait your 2 weeks. Watch the rugby, for God's sake. Right, anyway, speaking of rugby, the Rebels are 5 meters out. If they can score here in a period when they got a man down, that will be pretty good value. Tamua, huge cutout pass to Korobidi. He steps 1, he steps 2, he falls over. He steps a third, but he gets caught. Oh, big floaty pass, but the Rebels just don't have the numbers at the moment because they're missing one man and they're in touch. It'll be back to the advantage. The Force the type of team that blow the big score. That's true. Tian's finished 3 milks. Take it easy, man. Take it easy on the milk. They should quarantine people on Stewart Island. I'm not sure how many hotels they've got on Stewart Island. Chris paused. Good man. 27 degrees in Scotland today. It's the first time it's been over 17 degrees since April, and it went to 27? That's madness. Imagine you played rugby yourself. What was your primary favorite position to play? Oh, here we go. Ulysses. Bro, what a try. That one's good. That's damaging for the Force, man, because they had the extra man. What a try from the Rebels. The big hooker goes over right in the corner. It's a little set play. Yeah, man. It looks like they're going to set a maul. And then right as the Force defenders go in, they popped the ball out. And the Force actually had one man to cover, but they needed one more, I think. My phone is about to die and there's water in the charging port. Alright, bro. Take it easy. Tim Tams. Oh, I gotta love a Tim Tam. Trying to lay off the Tim Tams. Had too many Tim Tams during lockdown. Oh, and Grant's been doing the stats. Grant has been doing the stats on Ben Smith, Christian Cullen. 39 tries from 84 games, so that's 0.46 a game. All Blacks win rate 85%. Cullen, 46 from 58. 79 strike rate. New Zealand won 76%. So more tries when the team wasn't as good. If you're looking for tries, Cullen's your man. Hello from Wales. Absolutely lovely weather over here. Looking forward to seeing Bodie at 10 again this weekend, William. As am I, sir. I'm very much looking forward to our man Bodie, hopefully, running the show well at 10 this Sunday. And it's a covered stadium, so he should have no excuse. He should be having a good shift. If he still wants to be All Blacks 10, his counterpart Richie Moong has been pretty bloody good. Nathan, how am I doing? I'm doing all right, man. Doing all right. The work week is over, thank goodness. The first week of semester is over, thank goodness. Hopefully things will chill out a bit now. It's been mad week. All right, Grant, you go do some work. You're the only guy in this stream that has access to a long dong later, so enjoy that beer. Yellow card period 7 apiece. I've got a note that says the same thing. You know that's coming for the review. Send a partnership and back 3 for the ABs. Man, if you're going on form, I know Lamape's injured. You probably have to go Lamape. Maybe ALB. Will Jordan. Geordie Barrett. And one more winger. Who's the form winger? Still thinking. This comp is so unpredictable in a frustrating kind of way. Good to take a punt, though. Yeah, last week the Force were atrocious and the Rebels were dominant. And this week, where the hell are the Rebels at? Nowhere, and then they score a try with 14 men. Force came out all guns blazing for the first kind of 25 minutes, and now they look to be falling apart. What is a long dong? It's a beer from Taiwan. It's got an unfortunate romanization of its name when you put the characters into, Roman letters. Put long dong in English, and that's got a totally different meaning. But it's a Taiwanese beer, which none of us had heard of until about, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, and Grant mentioned it in the stream, and I lost my stuff because that was amusing. Do I think DC will make his Sevu or Bridge, yeah, maybe. Oh, Caleb Clark, maybe? Don't know. D-Mac at 15, maybe. Do I think DC will make his debut against the Crusaders? I don't know, man. If that game is really do or die, I don't think he gets a game. I don't think he gets one game. If the Blues are already out of it, if the Crusaders have pretty much wrapped it up, then maybe he gets a game. Clark at 11, maybe. On form, yeah, probably. Him or, I don't know, maybe Reese. Maybe Bridge. I would have said Taleo after like the first 2 games, but maybe not now. "4 a.m. chats about long dongs during the Chiefs Crusaders game for me. Nothing out of the ordinary." There you go. The Rebels are knocking on the door here. We've still got 5 minutes before half time, so the Force, they may be lucky to go in not behind at this point. 7 phases. Precious building. Cross kick. Tamua is loving the cross kicks today. Force ain't doing well in the scrum now. They're getting dominated. DC makes his debut against the Crusaders and wins the game for the title. To take it away from the Crusaders, that'd be nice. Gavin Hastings, brilliant fullback for Scotland till he played Jonah. And there was that kick in the Six Nations, right? He still gets grief about that. All Blacks back 3. Will Jordan. If we had 3 of them, I'd say he's the form guy in all positions. DC currently nursing a calf strain. Unlikely he'll play at all. Yeah, agree, man. Likewise, Nihim Ildiskada. Don't think he'll play. Whoa, the Force. Much needed penalty there at the Mall. Big time. Both sides have been truck and trailered in this first half. Julian Savia, maybe he gets a game, but it's impossible. Those 3 big names, all from that World Cup campaign, they may not get to play at all. "11 Reese, D-Mac 15, 14 Bridge." Bro, what about Will Jordan? On form, I think he's got to be there. On experience, maybe not. Another penalty for the Force. No one is mentioning Ioane for the All Blacks back 3. He seems to have lost a yard of pace, man. But he's still pretty quick in the midfield, so how he goes on Sunday will be pretty fascinating. Because his opposite number, Michael Collins, is also not the quickest. I've seen him burned before. Lots of penalties getting this game, Mark. Yeah, 100%. Angus Gardner is not afraid to blow the whistle. It's almost like he's getting paid for all the times he does, because he's been blowing a few of them. Right, we've got about a minute to go. The Force, they looked under the pump for like the last 15 minutes, but they should have the final chance to put points on the board before half time. It's still 10-7. I don't care if he's a water boy who steps the touch judge on his way to the pitch. Let us see Nihi this season. Yeah, he's been conspicuous in his absence, bro. That guy's just got terrible luck, man. Is it one more week of games after this weekend? 2 more weeks. This week's round 8. There's 10 rounds in total. Oh, this should be half time. The Rebels got the ball back. Or maybe they have one throw of the dice. No. No 50-22. Lance kicks it for touch. Half time? Or we're going to have the line out? It's out before the siren? Yes, they are going to have the line out. At least Nihi signed for 2 years. Not straight. Line out or scrum. They can't finish on a not straight. They're going to have a scrum, which is brave. Dumb kick to Moore. Yeah. They had an attacking chance in the Force half, but maybe he figured it was a low risk play. Don't know. Does Tamua look like a guy who's like head and shoulders the best 10 in Aussie rugby? I don't think so. It's going to be a hell of a pick for Dave Rennie. Why did the Force pick the scrum, man? They just got destroyed. It's Rebels' ball now. Big tackle Force. But they've won a penalty. What's after that for you? North versus South, and then some sort of the championship. Yeah, North versus South is definitely on. And then the rugby championship, I think, is still to be confirmed, assuming we can get Argentina, Australia, and South Africa in the country. Wonder why the Blues didn't select a younger injury cover instead of DC, considering he will only play 1 game max. I think they initially wanted to get him in as kind of a mentor for some of the young guys anyway. And then when Pedro Feta was out for the season, they figured, well, do you want to play if there's a game for you? And he said, yeah. Reece Hodge is going to line up 1 shot at goal before the half is done, so we may end up at 10-all. Oh, yeah, the ITM Cup's on as well. That's true. Well, it's the Mitre 10 Cup now. Hodge, bloody hell, he's got a big boot, but... Oh, is that an off? Tinny. Absolutely tinny. Why did the Force choose to go for a scrum? That was mental. Anyway, it's halftime. Lolosio 10, Matsamua 22. Yeah, if Lolosio can get back from injury, I think he's got about another month on the sidelines. Is North versus South in Eden Park? Am I going? Yes, I've already got my ticket. And I did a good son thing and even bought one for Gaza as well. So Gaza and I will go to North South. I made sure it is a seat which is undercover because Gaza is 70 years old and does not like to sit out in the exposed bits of the ground in case it piddles down. He doesn't like getting wet anymore, which is fair enough. The dude's 70 years old. I don't like getting rained on either. I've been watching all of the Aussie 10s and there's simply no one at international. There's some decent 9s but no 10s. Who's the knob that said to scrum it? I know, that was not the smartest decision. Since the force fade in the second half, this is the Rebels game to lose. Fair point. The Rebels probably will be feeling pretty confident going in 10 apiece. Did you see Bill Beaumont getting quizzed on one of the rugby shows the other day? I did. I did watch it on YouTube. Somebody recommended I watch it, so I watched his segment on that show. They did ask him a few questions. They didn't give much in the way of answers. The questions weren't, like, they were okay. They weren't hugely pressing. Yeah. Sometimes it's hard to know what's World Rugby's responsibility and what's somebody else's. Like, a few of Bill Beaumont's answers were, I don't look after that, that's somebody else's job. And I love that line. I use that line all the time at my job. Like, if someone's like, Mark, can you help us with this? And I'm like, bro, we do not look after that. We do not. You need to go talk to that guy. I love that line. But yeah. Mark says a poncho for Gaza. Yeah, I could buy Gaza a poncho if I have to get him cheap seats with no cover. But I splashed a bit of cash on him. What can I say? He's a good dad. So yeah, I bought him a ticket in the decent section. So, but yeah, cheers for that, man. Appreciate that. Good thing I live in Dunedin. We have a roof. Fair point. We do not have a roof at the Garden of Eden. But cheers, Mark. I will let Gaza know that's for a poncho. What's up, Martino? How you going, sir? Beaumont is like a balloon, just lots of hot air. Yeah, honestly, like, I feel like if you're the chairman, you probably shouldn't be doing that. Not from my problem answer. You should probably give a bit more information. Because, like, I'm pretty low level at my work. So when I say that's somebody else's problem, I feel like it's kind of legit. Tian's on his 4th milk, maybe last one. Yeah, take it easy. You'll be going to the bathroom all day if you have too many milks. Big Will says O'Connor's not really quite there as a number 10. That's probably true. He's like a good utility. International number 10? I wouldn't have thought so. Not yet. Good man shouting pops a ticket. Well, bro, he probably took me to God knows how many games as a kid. Although, I have a sneaky suspicion he took us to games sometimes because my mother was probably like, I need it because my dad, Gazza doesn't, he's never done any housework. I think he's done a bit of vacuuming. He's not big on housework. He's kind of from that generation where it's like, bro, that's not my job. And I get the feeling sometimes my mum was like, I need some peace and quiet. I got stuff to do. I got dinner to get ready. I got floor to clean. I got bathroom to clean. Get the kids out of the house. So my dad would just be like, I'll take them to the rugby. I'll take them to the cricket. So, yeah, smart. 2 birds, 1 stone, right? Keeps the wife happy and gets to go watch the rugby. Smart man, my dad. Daniel, how far into the game? We are at halftime. I'm about to have a look at the halftime stats on ESPN's website. It says possession 60-40 to the Force, territory 53-47 also to the Force. So they've had a lot more ball, but not so much of it, not as much of it in the Rebels half. Run meters 182 to 109. That's also to the Force. Where's penalties conceded? Goodness me. Penalties conceded 7 to 11. That's a lot for one half of rugby. D-Max sailing the ship on his own. Jordan's got a lot of form players around him. That's probably a fair point as well. Happy wife, happy life. Good words to live by, right? My 10-year-old recalled a game when I took him. He thought it was the Blues. It was the Rebels. And it was like 5 hours long. He was 6, so I guess it would seem like 5 hours. Yes. Yes. I went to club rugby on last Saturday, and the guys at Patreon have just seen the video I posted there. But essentially, I took my drone to try and get some shots of the club rugby game. And the amount of kids that came and not bothered me, they were just curious, like, bro, what is that? Can I have a turn? How high does it go? How do you control it? Like a million questions about a drone. And yeah, because they don't want to watch the rugby. They get bored. And these are young kids, man. Like under 10, they can't watch it. If they can, they're, I would say, the exceptions rather than the rule. Battle of the Goats is enjoying the content. Keep up the brilliant work. I appreciate that, man. It's always a bit of fun doing the rugby stuff. Keeps me out of trouble. Anyone remember the Force? Oh, anyone reckon the Force can last the full game this time? I think they came out pretty strong in that first half, but seemed to fade. I would probably assume the same is going to happen second half, but we'll see. Have you considered covering the NPC? I mean, the first year I did the channel, I did cover the Mitre 10 Cup. I was still... How many subs did I have there? Maybe a couple thousand? But there was bugger all interest. Yeah. The Mitre 10 Cup videos would get maybe a couple hundred views. So it didn't seem kind of worth my time, because I watched the games anyway, but I'd have to kind of pay more attention and then make sure I watch the highlights of the games that I hadn't seen. And yeah, maybe, but I have done it a couple of years ago. It didn't seem to have that much interest in it. I've got the magnets. The magnets are already made. Novbomb says, I was surprised that he actually remembered it, as I hadn't even talked about it. Kids are weird like that. My son will sometimes, he's only 4.5, he'll spring up with, remember that time we blah, blah, blah? And it's like, how do you remember that? And he's good with dinosaur names like that. That's why he bloody learns a dinosaur once and then he's gone. Or Transformers. He found my old Transformers DVDs. The old Transformers, Galvatron, Starscream, Hot Rod, those ones. And he memorizes them. I'm like, use your brain for something more useful than my old 80s cartoon show. No. Does seem interested in NPC is down. Any thoughts as to why? Because of Super Rugby. Took all the top players out of the competition. It relegated it to a lower level. So, yeah, I think that's it. What's the score, bro? It's 10-all. 10-all, halftime. Andy Hayden, yeah, he's a bit before my time, but a bit of a legend, and he passed away, which is pretty sad to see. If you got Grimlock, The thing is, he asks me questions, and this is a bit of a tangent on Transformers. He asks me questions I can't remember the bloody answers. He's like, I like the Dinobots. Who's the Dinobots? I'm like, Grimlock, because he's the T-Rex. He's like, which one's the Triceratops? I don't know, like Slag or Sludge or no, Swoop's the Pterodactyl. I can't remember which is which. Which one's Slag? Which one's Sludge? I don't know. Which one of the Insecticons is Bombshell and which one's Shrapnel? I don't know. I don't know. He wants me to know and I don't know the answers. I don't know. Anyway. For Big Will's sake, let's hope the Rebels win by minus 11 points. I want the Rebels to win by 10. 10. Sounds like younger me. Before sport, it was dinosaurs for me. Yeah, I had heaps of dinosaur books as a kid. He must have got it from me. My missus just screamed the Broncos must be losing. Aren't the Broncos crap this year? Haven't they only won like one game? Like, I don't follow league, but even I know the Broncos are crap this year. Right. Second half is about to get underway. $10 points apiece. Big Will, time to lock the door. Come on, McGregor. He puts a kick through. Bit of a kicking battle. Gary Owen. Force are equal to it. I actually paid money to buy Space Jam the other day. Boredom sucks. Space Jam, is that the Michael Jordan movie? Really? Pet Cow's not a happy chappy. My son will come out with most questions. I'm like, dude, I don't know. And he will ask these questions and I'm like, I'm barely awake. Yeah, my son is the same. He asks a million questions. I feel like kids are going to be like that. Like, they're going to be annoying with questions until they're like a teenager and then they're just not going to want to say anything. It's like they get all of the words out in their first kind of 10 or 11 years and then 12, 13, they're just like, I'm not saying anything else. So that's probably going to be the way it goes. If you ever watched the show Home Improvement, do you remember Tim Allen? I used to watch that show, and he had an episode where he said, like, one of his sons was just becoming a teenager, and he said to his wife, the kids were just getting cool. Just getting cool that I actually wanted to hang out with him, and now he doesn't want to hang out with me. I feel like that's the story of being a parent. Space Jam is awesome. I don't even know if I've seen Space Jam, probably years ago. Years and years and years. I wanted to teach him to play chess at 7 a.m. No. But 7 a.m. is not that early. Not my kids are up before that, that's for sure. Right, there's rugby on. 42 minutes and 15 seconds. The Rebels, that pass might have been forward. It got a nice little attacking play, and it was forward. It's called off. When they ask questions, just say Google. That's true. I feel like he asks some. Is everything Googleable? How old are you, Mark? Like 25? Bro, put 10 years and a bit on that. That's how old I am. Although, I must admit, when I bought these invisible Peronis, I got asked for ID. ID. Me. She asked me how old I was. I couldn't even remember. I was like, I'm almost 40. I'm that old that I can't remember. I had to ask my wife, am I 36 or 37? Couldn't remember. Did Gus just say an aeroplane affected the scrum? Are you serious? You lucky young mate, go to the force. Yeah, they didn't ID my wife at the same time, so they got me in trouble. Why didn't they ask me for ID? Anyway. Blessed with youth, yeah. Except if you forget your ID, then that's annoying. I wish I Googled when I was at school. Kids these days are so lucky. Yep. All those arguments that you had with people, no, it's this, no, it's that. Google it, and it was done. But nah, not back in the days. I asked a lady at the pub what the date was on my birthday. What? Leichhardt is the main flight path of Sydney, hence the plane. You don't see that many planes these days, though, at least not here. Alaran says, scrums. We're having a lot. Remember that video I did? I seriously think scrums was the big thing. Especially when so many of the bloody things get reset. Yes, he did. My stream was behind you, and he said the plane affected it. Good to know. Is Warren Whiteley still with the Lions? But he retired as a player, right? Chiefs are going to beat the Satyrs. Mark Ruiz, I hope you're right. YouTube money is going to be good soon. Bro, the ad revenue, it fluctuates, man. Sometimes it's okay. Sometimes it's pretty crap. We have a cockroach on our bed. Husband is dealing with it. Good husband. My wife only had really two requirements for a husband. One was he's okay with doing the dishes, which I'm fine. And two is can kill cockroaches, and I'm fine. So, there you go. Standards set pretty low. The sound of the engines may have affected the hearing of the ref depending on how low it was. Yeah, you might be right. It's just a bit of a weird one, isn't it? Because with the scrum setting, they've got to go through a certain rhythm. So if the plane flew over, he may have legit lost his rhythm. It's going to be another scrum. Just when it was getting exciting. Chiefs wooden spoon is 2020. Blokes age better than the ladies. It's all in the beard, bro. I don't have a beard. Can't grow a beard. I can grow fluff. That's about it. Any money is good money potentially. Bro, this time I'm very happy to have a job. That's for sure. Everyone except the Crusader supporters are cheering for the Chiefs. This week, absolutely. You going to the game, eh? Not mum. You told me that weeks ago that you were going to go to the game. Oh, that Rebel scrum is doing great work. Here goes Karabiti down the wing. He's always in touch. He's just put a foot in touch. But back for the scrum penalty. Did the infamous Bryce tell the Kiwi players off this week? He did. He said there's too much talking to, yelling at, and gesticulating at the refs for their calls. It's getting a bit like soccer. I think it's mostly TJ Patanata's fault. Just that 1 foot and touch. What's the job? You a suit? I don't have to wear a suit, thankfully. It's an office job, though, at the local university. But don't worry, I'm not an academic. Ugh. Novmum is going to the game. Good. Hopefully they can give you a win. Right. Rebels are almost going through 5 phases. We haven't had a knock on. There's no scrum. There's no forward pass. They're like 6 or 7 meters out. So there's some potential here. My pick of 10 is looking like it could be going to become a bit closer soon. I actually got my job back today. Well, most people are still losing jobs. Bro, well, that's a bit of good news. I mean, sucks to have to get your job back, but yeah. I think my university I work for has said they're gonna... Oh, Rebels have got a penalty. Oh, there's going to be a cynical yellow card here. Under pressure. Is it Thrush? Here's trouble for the Force. Do you take the points? The uni I work for basically said come September they're going to look at the books because we haven't got any international students coming in who bring in the money. So they might reevaluate. But yeah. TJ and Aaron, yappity yappity yap, that's true. What do you mean? Up to this point I was convinced TJ was the ref, yeah. Glad the Force are hanging on, says Sam. Yeah, but for how much longer, I wonder. If I'm in my seat before 6 p.m, I might win $1,000. Hope you do. But odds are slim. You never know. Got to be in it to win it. No driving today, says Flesh in time for a good Stella or a Peroni. Let's do it. Oh, what? Has Lomani got that? If that's a try. Oh, the flag's up. Come on, let that be a try. Check it. No. That would have been glorious. That would have been really, really fun. As a scrum half who is also a Glasgow under-16s captain, there is no need to disrespect the ref, but you need to shout at him at the start of the game. Just test the ref out and show you can get away with. Ah. I like the logic. Some refs put the marker down early. They're not going to take any of that. Thrush going to rob a bank during the yellow card. I think the Force will take that, honestly. They just conceded 3. Right, first lead change of the game, I believe. You're a cricket fan, Mark. You'd be a handy, bouncy, leggy bowler. I used to play cricket. It's probably the sport I was best at. And yeah, I was a sneaky little opening batsman. I didn't have much of a repertoire of shots, but I could block it all day long. And I was essentially there to anchor the innings because my cricket team was mostly made up of guys from the first 15 who were bored during summer and they just wanted to slog the swear word out of things. So yeah, I stayed in for ages, and I could bowl a bit of medium pace. That was alright. Nothing special, but that was alright. What's the game like so far? It's been a bit messy in terms of a lot of knock-ons and scrums, but there have been a couple of good tries. I would say so far the first half has been the better of the two halves. The second half has been scrappy. Yeah, Big Oil says only 3 points. Could be worse, and that is very true. They were looking like 7 for sure. What's your favourite rugby game you've seen live? Ooh. The opening game of the 2011 Rugby World Cup was pretty special because we had the whole opening ceremony. That was electric and literally had the hair standing up at times. That was very, very good. It was New Zealand against Tonga. Although, that being said, that was one of those games, you know, if you've got a seat behind the post, so you're down one end, that was a game where in the first half, all the action was down the other end because the All Blacks were doing pretty well. And I thought, cool, second half, if the All Blacks do well, it'll be down my end more. But I think Tonga were quite a bit better in that second half. So the majority of the game felt like it was quite far away. But, you know, can't complain. Opening game of 2011, you were there as well, bro. Nice. Did you get stuck on the trains as well? The trains were horrendous on the way there. Some rookie handling, says Big Will. Yeah. Yeah, the handling is leading to all these scrums. And the scrums are not the friends of the force at the moment, but that one at least was solid. Oh, big time break here from the force. It's going to be Ralston. Bro, what is it with these teams getting yellow cards and then suddenly deciding to score? Is that a new rule in the AU? You need to be 14 on 15 to be able to score. Another one for Ralston. Man, he's having a good little season, isn't he? Good try, man. Very good try. Catch and pass. Simple. Best game live, France, Fiji, 87. Man. Where was that played? Sounds like we sat in the same section. We drove, parked out in front of the stadium. Nice. But yeah, I was down. I forget which end it is, but yeah, there was bugger all viewing. What a kick, John O'Lance. Oh my goodness. The lead has changed. Again, the game is coming back to life. 17 points to 13. John O'Lance is striking them beautifully tonight. I think either Lions land as last year entertainment or Box Avery's 2015. Good despite losing. $0.02. How's it going, Ruben? Yeah, the Force are actually in front. They've been under the pump. Then they got yellow carded and just decided we're going to score a try. So they did. Here's trouble. Oh, I think Meeks maybe needed to keep going out. Went back inside. When you got the man in the bin, I would have thought width is key. But anyway, we'll see. 8 phases. Can the Rebels not knock it on? "2011 World Cup opening ceremony game went off with a bang." Yeah, it was really good. The opening ceremony itself was cool. Jonah was there. They had a Māori performance. They did all kinds of stuff. It was awesome. Try? What is it with this game? It goes like quiet for long periods and then bang, bang. Matt Phillip. Good position as well, right under sticks. Do you think Gats has to include more Scots? I think Gats is going to pick Welshman. Jonah Lance must have a chance for the Aussie 10. Maybe, eh? I still don't think so, but maybe. Third lead change of the game in about as many bleeding minutes. So yellow card period ends up being 7 points to the Force, 10 points to the Rebels. So it doesn't even really feel like a yellow card period. What do I think about Byron Ralston? He's pretty good. It's got a bit of gas. Good finisher. He might be a chance for the Wallabies as well. Just outcoming, no. How old is Lance? I'm not actually sure. Somebody Google it. From diamonds to rocks. Yeah, well, my pick by 10 still not looking good unless the Rebels can get another try. And yes, it is August tomorrow, Novmum, which is a bit scary. I went to one of the Bledisloe games where Australia won it in Sydney around 2015. Nice. Are there fans allowed at this game? I think minimum they are allowed a few, yeah. A couple thousand maybe. Andrew Reedy's on. Guy who used to be my most hated rugby player. Oof. How come none of the Forces games are played in Perth? Because essentially, Lance with another forward pass. But maybe on purpose to get the penalty. Western Australia, I understand, is COVID free. And Eastern Australia is not. So they don't want the people transporting. So essentially it's almost like an internal lockdown. Lance is 30, right. Do you remember who reffed the game in the third Lions test? He wouldn't survive 5 minutes in Scotland, so he didn't get the APs. Oh, really? Scottish fans were disappointed. Who was that Frenchman? I always forget. Any surprise that after they took Kahui off, the usage replacement's already messed up multiple times? Well, we'll see if they can tie things up here. Lance has been striking them pretty nicely. "42 meters is a big kick." He's got it. Whew. 20 points apiece. Man, this game's getting better. It was a bit dull for a while, but nah, it's good. $17 to go. Super golden point time, you reckon? Last time we saw golden point, do you guys remember what happened? It became a do not lose contest, and both sides just kicked the leather off the ball. Matsumu is trying to do Big Will some favors. Yeah, Liam, there was a lot of kicking last time with Golden Point. That's true. There's nothing really to lose for the Force, though. I think if it goes to Golden Point, they can really have a crack. But the Rebels, I think, will not want to lose. But even the Rebels maybe need to win it. $15 minutes to go. Forward pass. Johnny Lance has thrown a few forward ones this evening, to be honest. I think the Rebels might have the best Aussie backline. There's a few good Aussie backs out there. Yeah, the Force 10 only seems to pass it forward. I think that's at least his third one. So he's been a bit hit and miss. Not many Scots put their hand up for those tours. This one's different though. Yeah, I mean for mine, you got Hogg, you got Russell if he's available because he's been out in the wilderness for Scotland. Hamish Watson for mine. Some people don't like him, but Johnny Gray. Sutherland, the prop, he looks like he should definitely be in the squad. So there's plenty of choices. It's just whether Gats picks them or not. Go the Force. I have had them. You've had to put them on your Super because you've fallen behind. I know the feeling. When you fall behind on Super Brew, so you take a few risky picks. You should probably limit yourself to one. But yeah, then you can sometimes just keep digging yourself deeper into that hole because everybody else has picked the favorites. Passes so forward that Lance thought into the future. Yeah. He's definitely very forward thinking with his passing. Bring back Larkham. What happened there? Man, Gardner's got no patience for anybody tonight, hey? Gonna have a scrum from some line-out free kick. $68 minutes. What scrum is this of the match? It's a few. Here we go. What can the Rebels do from here? Penalty count 13-11. How many minutes to full time? What happened there? 68:50 is where we're at. So we've got about 11 minutes to go. I did that last week. Picked the Canes and the Rebels got lucky. Came in first in the week. Ah, nice. Still no booze sales, so we're on the black market. Amstel this afternoon. Black market? Shocked. Surely they're going to attempt the drop goal soon. Yeah, you want to get ahead on the scoreboard. Absolutely. My pick of 10 by the Rebels is starting to look a bit ordinary. Now the Rebels are getting scrum penalties against them. I don't know. I'm not a Lions fan or know anything about the little behind the scenes niggles can happen up north. I think Gatlin just likes players he knows, so he tends to pick Welsh players. That seems to be part of it. I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense. Like when we hire people at our place, you've got a big chance to get it if you're on a fixed term with us already and we know you compared to some complete stranger. So, yeah. No yellow cards, Big Wall. Nah. Angus has already given his 2 for the night. No more. I feel like the drop goal will become more common in the next 4 years, lead up to 2023. Oh man, no, not straight. That's been a problem in this game, man. Not straights. I think that might be the second not straight. Not straights, knock-ons. Forward passes, too many. I think the 4 head coaches for the UK countries should be the coaches for the Lions. It'd be hard to organise, man. Too many chiefs. Too many cooks. Has the work cooled down? Friday's always a bit quieter, thank goodness. But yeah, this week's been mad. Absolutely mad. But my boss wasn't at work today, which made things a bit less stressful. Not giving me shit about the stuff we're doing. What can I say? Excuse me to swear on the stream, but yeah. I mean, to be honest, my boss is very, very hardworking. It would probably do my job a lot better than I could do it. So, it's fair enough. Oh, the Rebels are unlucky not to turn the force over there. This is just error after error, scrum after scrum. Both sides seem to play better with 14, to be honest. I can't imagine Eddie getting into catfights. Yeah, I think there needs to be one person to make that final call, eh? The Aussies tried it with a 3-person selection system. I think the All Blacks... What the hell? Is that Farmasili? What the hell is he doing? What the hell was that? Did you see that? He jumped onto somebody and virtually went upside down. Like at a ruck? What the hell was he doing? What is he doing? Oh, oh my, oh God. Oh man. This game's had some random stuff. An airplane disrupting a scrum, a prop going upside down while attached to another player trying to flip him out, and then it just ended up falling off. This game's had some random crap. Grant says, what the actual F? Undertaker Tombstone. Yep. Very apt. Just bonkers. Surely a dream team pick some amazing breakdown work. And there's just been a falcon off Jono Lance's head. It's got it all this game. He must be bored. Oh, man. Force got a chance to go ahead here. Man, my Rebels pick's looking pretty crap right now. What was that about the Force falling away at the end of the game? Lance is going to have a shot at goal, and like I said, he has been striking it real clean from the boot, so he'll back himself. I think he's kicking it 100%. When they kick for corner, I think they just want to get in front, eh? Get in front. Try not to lose. Try to sneak a win. Yeah, he should kick this. And he shanked that one like nobody's business. Oh my. That's a shocker. That's the pressure. That's a bad miss. Like, that wasn't even close. That's a bit of a stinker, that one. Sam wants golden point. Nice for takeaway, says W2F. The standard is not the best, but the entertainment has been up there. Well, like I said, you got planes disrupting play. You got a prop doing a attempted tombstone. WWE wrestling move. Falcons, balls hitting people in the head. So, yeah, all kinds of stuff. Right, we got about 3 minutes, 15 seconds to go. What are you guys picking? Are we going to have a winner? Or are we going to have golden point? Sneaky droppy. Goblin's going for the 50-22, but nope, he doesn't get it. Big Will wants a forced try. Dude, how the F did he miss that? He missed it, and he missed it easily. He missed it by a mile. It's always the simple kicks. Yeah. What plane disrupted the scrum? Yeah, you missed that. Just after half time, we start the game, they're setting a scrum, and some plane, you don't see it, but I didn't even really hear it. I've got the sound quite low. But the ref said, oh, we'll do that again because the plane disrupted things. So Big Will said there's an airport nearby, and this ground's under the flight path. So Yep. Plane disrupted a scrum. Apparently that's a thing. Dumb penalty to win the game. Golden point. Force winner and golden point. Mel Meninga toe hacker. I do not remember. I admit. 2 minutes. Just under. You should teach Lance how to do my banana kick. Yeah, that was a bit funny, eh? That poor banana, I had to throw it over the posts about 3 times to get that shot, and it was mashed by the time I got it. Oh, goodness. Here is a charge down from the force. I thought he knocked it on after that, though. The second player. I thought they can't mark in the 22. I don't remember. The mark rules are a bit weird. You can mark it in certain situations, but not others. I forget what the rule is. Yeah, no, the arriving player is the one who knocked it on. "40 seconds. Hodge to kick a 60-meter penalty or at least attempt it. If the Rebels got a penalty here, Hodge has kicked kicks from this far before. I don't know about it in competitive games, but I've seen him do it on YouTube. Oh, and they've got a penalty. Hodge may take a shot. Maybe not. It's 60 meters. But he could do it. What do they do? Reese Hodge wants it. Not quite 60. Maybe 60 with the angle. A shot. How many meters is it? Oh, man. At least the game's going to come down to a clutch moment. Yeah, I reckon 60 as well, commentators. Bro, Liam, did you predict the future just then or what? Hodge to kick a 60-meter penalty or at least attempt it? Or is my stream behind yours? How the hell did you do that? I've seen him kick them bigger than this on YouTube, so the distance is not going to be a problem. It's just going to be the direction. Distance, the guy's a cannon. Here he goes. Maybe not. He's still breathing. Here he goes. I think he's got it. What? A short? How the hell did you kick it short? What did I just say? I said distance is not going to be a problem. What did he hold back? Is he kicking into the wind? Maybe it just seemed to hold up a bit. That. Don't know how the hell he didn't get that. But the ball did seem to hold up. It went plenty high. Super time. Geordie would have kicked it. Yeah, maybe. He did it just to spite me. I put a curse on it. Sorry. Commentator's curse. Now, is this going to be another kick fest like the last time we saw extra time? He got underneath the ball a bit. He always kicks it pretty high. But yeah, just seemed to really hold up, eh? Kicks from hand is the one thing I want to see. Kicks from hand. 27-31 at full time. So let's see how much that changes by the end of this. I'm using a dodgy stream to watch the game and my commentary is behind this. Yeah, you can pause my YouTube stream if you want by the time difference to make sure that I'm not dropping spoilers. So the game clock is at 80 minutes and 5 seconds as I watch this. The Rebels might have a shot here after that kickoff. I hope it's Fa'a Musili if it's anybody. That guy's a legend. He passed it. For my Super Brew's sake, I need the Rebels to score a try, not just get a penalty. A penalty will not get me in the bonus point, the match point range, but a try will. Man, they're only 6 meters out. Surely if you're the Force, you got to give away a penalty here. You got to do something cynical to keep the Rebels out. Farmasili, come on, man. He's close, not there. Try time. There's my Super Brew. There's my Super Brew. Sorry. That's it. Nice Arani on his game back. Well, that super time didn't last long. Brutal for the Force. That was quick. Yep, that was a quick super time. Pretty much the opposite of the last one. I'm pretty chuffed that my Super Brew pick just snuck in there, but that's brutal for the Force. Another loss. It's so close. After leading as well. Brutal. Definitely an improvement from last week, though. They were pretty shocking. So, yeah. That game had a few moments. Like, it wasn't entertaining for the whole 80. It was still good watch, I reckon. A lot of scrums. Admittedly, too many scrums. But it had enough entertainment value to be worth the price of admission. Force must be gutted. Absolutely gutted. Right. Well, fellas, I think I'm going to head off. It is pretty much bang on 11 o'clock. So it's time for me to go to bed. And, yeah, I guess we'll watch the game tomorrow. Tomorrow is a big one. I think I'll be doing the Chiefs Crusaders game. And probably just the one stream on the day. Last time we did two. Probably just the one. But anyway. Yeah. You guys take care. And hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow. Gaza will definitely be here if it is the Chiefs and Crusaders. Gaza will definitely be around. So, oh, Grant. Cheers, buddy. Go have yourself a beer when you finish work, man. Thank you, sir. Oh, yeah, I need to fix my scoreboard. Oh, well, I'll do it on the whiteboard in a minute anyway as I do the review. But anyway, yeah, Novmum, if you want to say hello from the stadium tomorrow, definitely pop along. You enjoy the game, Novmum. It should be a good one. And yeah, I guess I'll catch you guys tomorrow. All right, guys. See you later. Take care. See you.